Hello and welcome back to Come Geek Some. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe for all future content. Marvel Studios has just finished their Hall H presentation. Well, they finished a few hours ago, but obviously I'm in the UK, so I was asleep by the time they were doing it. But obviously all the huge news has come out of it, and to be honest with you, some of it I'm actually really excited for. And then some of it, I'm just a bit like, yeah, you know what, I don't care about that, I don't care. But, obviously, for Phase 4 now, you got the biggest news coming out of it, for me, anyway, is that we have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I cannot wait for that. I'm a huge Doctor Strange fan, love the film, one of my favourite Marvel films, and I think that's going to be brilliant. Again, you got Scott Derrickson writing and directing it, and, you know, his horror movies before he did Doctor Strange are just bliss. So, what we're going to do, we're going to be talking about the Marvel Studios Phase 4 presentation. So, first of all, obviously, the big news that went down as well is that November 6th, 2020, you got Eternals. So, I'm not really a big fan of the Eternals. Don't get me wrong, I'll probably go and watch it, but again, I'm not like, oh my god, I need to see it like I am with Doctor Strange 2, okay? So, but Kevin Feige, he did reveal that one of the cool things about the property and what Jack Kirby did with it and what's been done with it in recent years it does tie into they're called Eternals. They've been around for a long time. You know, there's this notion, all of these myths and legends that we know from ancient times, were they inspired by the Eternals? Were they Eternals? It's a very, you know, it's an ancient aliens kind of sci-fi trope that we think would be fun to explore. So we got that there, and obviously, the big news is of the cast, so obviously the biggest person in the cast is Angelina Jolie, you got Richard Madden, you got Kumail, who I absolutely love in Silicon Valley, you got Salma Hayek, Brian Tyree Henry, Lauren Ridloff, Liam McHugh, and Don Lee. And obviously we got Angelina Jolie is playing Thena. Hayek is playing Ajax. And it's going to be interesting to see how this actually goes. But again, so you know, I'm not a big fan of the Eternals. I've read one or two comics of it, and that's really it. I haven't actually, you know, dived deep into the history of it like I have, like, say, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and so forth. But I think it's going to be good. I think it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I just hope they don't go the way of, how can I say this, of the way of diversity agenda which is currently taking over Hollywood, which we'll dive into a little later on because of a certain film that's going to do that here. Anyway, moving on, we have the Vulcan and the Winter Soldier, fall 2020. So obviously this is going to be probably after Eternals or just before Eternals. And one of the cool things about this as well is that it's going to tie in to Phase 4 and be a big part of it. Okay? So obviously Anthony Mackie is back, and so Sebastian Stan as Vulcan and Bucky Barnes. And we also have Daniel Bruhl, who is going to reprise his role of Baron Zemo. So we're going to have him from Civil War back in the TV show. That is going to be absolutely incredible. And the one thing I like about this is, on the actual video, again, we haven't got any of the videos, but I'm pretty sure they will release tidbits of it over the next couple of days. But he hijacked the video, and he said, I've hijacked the panel to get the attention of Mackie and Stan, and he said, gentlemen, I'll be seeing you very soon. He then puts on the purple mask. Oh, that is what I cannot wait. And you know, they're also bringing back Sharon Carter into it as well, which would be quite good. So, but then you have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Obviously, a lot of people first got their taste of the Ten Rings, and that was in the first Iron Man film. It was actually the very beginning as well, when Tony Stark obviously gets kidnapped, and they're doing the video recording interview, and they're saying, you know, oh, you promised us this, we didn't know it was going to be the great Tony Stark, blah, blah, blah. And obviously you had the 10 rings behind him. So it's going to be really good to see how this is going to go. And Kevin Feige, on this one, he said, it's been a really in-depth search to try to find somebody who will capture this character with all the dimensions that he deserves, and it's going pretty well. we found him. He then revealed that Simu Liu, who was from Taken, will be taking on the title role. Shang-Chi was raised to be a deadly assassin, and his life gets complicated when he finds out his father is involved with some nefarious things. So Shang-Chi sets out on a journey to right his father's wrong, becoming Marvel's master of Kung Fu. So I think that would be cool. And again, they also say as well that a lot of people think that the real Mandarin is going to be in this. So that would be quite cool if they do that. Because if they have done that, and it does show the real Mandarin, then this has been set up since the first Iron Man way back in 2008. So that's going to be cool. Obviously, now we're going to move on to a couple of TV shows that they got. Obviously, we've already said about the Vulcan and the Winter Soldier. But obviously, they've also got WandaVision, Loki, and they've also got Hawkeye. So those 3 TV shows I think will be good. Again, what they seem to be doing is throwing out the big guns just so people will actually subscribe to Disney+. And I won't be. I'll probably find another method of having these shows and watching them. But again, WandaVision, it sounds okay. Again, I'm not really going to be into it. Loki I will be, and Hawkeye, I'll watch them. I will watch WandaVision, but it's just a lot of it is just a bit like, meh, It's really the films for me that make, again, but the last 10 years have been brilliant, apart from one. They had one misfire for me, and that was Captain Marvel. I've said it before in previous videos. I'm not really a fan of Captain Marvel, and and I was just so disappointed in Brie Larson because of what she said and what she'd done. And she's almost like she's entitled to things now because she's Captain Marvel, but she's not. But we'll go into that later on. So WandaVision, it's going to Elizabeth Olsen is still going to be Wanda, and we still got Paul Bettany as Vision. And it's going to be set after the events of Endgame, so it's not going to be set in the 50s, as they said, or is it? We don't really know yet. Obviously, you got Loki then, which I am excited for, I gotta admit, because I love Tom Hiddleston. He's a brilliant actor, and he just does Loki to the T. He did go out on stage at San Diego, talk about the series. Just about the last thing that happened to him was he got Hulk smashed. So there's a lot of psychological evolution that is still yet to happen. Kevin has generously shown me what his plans are. It's one of the most exciting, creative opportunities I've come across. This is new territory, a new world, new challenges. I can't wait to get started. So for that, if they're saying the last thing that happened to him was he got Hulk smashed, I'm wondering if it's going to be set. Obviously, in Endgame, we saw Loki disappear with the cosmic cube, didn't we? I wonder if that's going to be the part, if they follow him from that direction, not the other parts, obviously, like we have seen. So I'll be very interesting to see. Now, obviously, for me now, this is the big one. This is the one that I cannot wait to see. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This is just going to blow everyone away, I think. I think this will probably be one of Marvel's biggest hits, I really do. I think because people now, they know Doctor Strange, they know what he can do, and people are going to be so invested in him. Mostly because, well, without Tony Stark now and Robert Downey Jr., we've got, well, we got Doctor Strange, we got Stephen Strange. He's going to be the type of person now, I think, to be like the new cocky type of guy. So, director Scott Derrickson, he came out on stage excited to say that this is going to be Marvel's first horror movie. And it will be loaded with psychedelic weirdness and villains from other dimensions and worlds. So, for me, this is going to be great, I think, because, it's in the title, it says multiverse, and with all the stuff that happened in Spider-Man Far From Home, with Quentin Beck saying, I'm from a different Earth, I'm from a multiverse, blah, 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 I'm pretty sure now they're going to batter down the hatches now and have that. If that is what's going to be happening, I am all for it. Again, there's some films I will need to watch a trailer for first just to see what it's like, but if it's true and they go the multiverse way, I can see Secret Wars coming. Again, that was hinted at in Far From Home at the very end, with the Skrulls taking over. I'm not going to say it, but if you've seen the film, you know the part I'm on about. But, Scott Derrickson also goes on to say, he doesn't fight villains from this Earth. He didn't want to make just another sequel. He set out to make the first scary MCU film, and he's going to fill it out with gothic horror. If there's any Marvel movie or any Marvel character that can make it be scary, it's Doctor Strange. It's going to be incredible. I cannot wait for that. And obviously, Cumberbatch, he will once again be back as Strange, and he says the film takes a crazy line into horror. It will also have the humour that was in the last one, but another good thing as well, Scarlet Witch is going to be in it, so we have Elizabeth Olsen back in this one. That is going to be crazy. And I wonder if, obviously, if WandaVision is going to tie in with it. It must do. It has to. Then, obviously, there's a few other things. Like I said, you got Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner. He did show up to Hall H and he introduced a new series. So I know it's going to be an event series, so it's probably going to be like a one-time thing. But it's going to feature his daughter as well as himself. And it's going to be him training his daughter to become a badass warrior. It does have a few aspects of Ronin, and we'll explore him a little bit more. So, as I was saying, a few things towards the beginning about the diversity and all this kind of thing. And a couple of days ago, it was announced that Taiki would be back for Thor 4. And obviously everyone was like, yes, because Thor Ragnarok is absolutely incredible. It's so funny, it's so good. But with this one now, Takai, Chris and Tessa Thompson, they came to the stage and they announced Thor, Love and Thunder. So again, don't get me wrong, the title looks absolutely incredible. I do like the layout of how this looks. And I was like, right, yeah, okay, this is good, And, they say that, obviously, the film is going to feature Valkyrie, she's on the hunt for a king. Obviously, it has to be her first order of business, and I don't know. It's already been mentioned that Asgard isn't a place but a people, so Valkyrie has to invest in her people. And hopefully she'll get some love and thunder. And that's come from Tessa Thompson. But this is where it goes now. And to me, this kind of put me off it straight away. It was also announced that there would be a female Thor. And she will be played by Natalie Portman. Yes, Jane Foster is going to be the new Thor. And this is again, Takai came out and said, when they were shooting Ragnarok, he was reading the story by Jason Aaron, the Mighty Thor, which actually introduced Jane Foster as Thor. And yeah, he's like, oh, it's incredible. Introduced Love and Thunder for the first time, a female Thor. Portman did come out on stage to a surprise pop, and she said, it feels pretty good. I've always had a little hammer in me. This was a very awesome and cool surprise. I'm not too sure about that now. Don't get me wrong, I love Natalie Portman. Some of her films are so, well, she stars in the film that's my number one film of all time, Heat. And I thought she was brilliant in Heat as a little girl. And, she's just disturbed and everything in that film, and I absolutely love it. But I'll have to see a trailer for this one now, mostly because, it depends how they use the female version of Thor. Again, if they are going straight diversity, or we want all female warriors now, then I think that will kind of be the end of the Marvel Universe. Because if that is the case, they're pushing it way too much, and they're gonna lose a lot of custom with that one. Then we had, obviously, they announced Black Widow. Obviously, we know this one. This is out on May the 1st next year. So, this is, I'm looking forward to this. And the best thing about this as well, it's set in Budapest. So, we're going to know, finally, what Budapest is like.
Just like Budapest all over again.
Again, there's a lot of stuff about this already out there. You got David Harbour from Stranger Thing, Hopper. You got Rachel Weisz, Florence Pugh, and Oti Fajbini. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I'm sorry. And, that'll be good. So, they did show a actual trailer for the film, and people are saying it was a badass folder with pretty epic and brutal fight sequences. And there's one between Florence and Johansson, and they're saying now the villain has been confirmed to be Taskmaster. Taskmaster is a fucking awesome villain, so that's going to be cool. And I'm going to put this out here now. So, they said the big announcement of Hall H was that Mahershala Ali, I hope I'm saying his first name correct there, from Green Book, Alita, True Detective, he's been cast as Blade. So he's the new Blade. I'm a little bit upset about that because, to me, Wesley Snipes will always be Blade. He is Blade, he is Blade. No one else is Blade. Wesley Snipes, through and through, for me, is Blade. Well, for a lot of people, he's Blade, But again, towards the end, just before he announced Blade, he did, Kevin Feige, he confirmed that obviously they got Black Panther 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Captain Marvel 2, they're all in production. But, for me, these two are the ones which is the thing which I think should have been the big announcement, okay? He said, we've also got in production Black Panther 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Captain Marvel 2. We also got Fantastic Four, and we haven't got enough time to talk about mutants. The motherfucking X-Men. It's Fantastic Four and X-Men are going to be in Phase 4. They're going to be in Phase 4. And I just cannot wait. There's a couple of dates, all in 2022. I believe it's May, July, and November, where these dates haven't got any films for them. And I really do think that will be Fantastic Four, X-Men, and Guardians 3. Those are the ones I think are going to be in it. And I just cannot wait. X-Men and Fantastic Four are in the Marvel Universe. And again, this all points to the big bad now, which is probably going to happen at the end of Phase 6. And I really do think it's going to be Secret Wars. But I cannot wait. Again, all of this, it's been brilliant. There's been a lot of cool stuff coming out of Comic-Con for Marvel. Again, Thor, I'm a little bit like, yeah, alright, okay, whatever. But again, Captain Marvel 2, I don't care about that one. To me, Brie Larson is not Captain Marvel. Katie Sackhoff should have been her, and that she would have been a much better Captain Marvel. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see you lovely people soon.